Orlando has long been known as the City Beautiful, also known as the City with a
Sound.
Live on stage.
The sound.
Orlando!
So, is they ready?
You mean to say that's the best you can do?
Come on, something to live.
Almost anybody could do better than that.
You know? Okay, the sound of Orlando!
Show.
Knock this down like it's supposed to be.
On your FM dial.
Say around the car.
Is trying to hold this up.
What's going on, party people? If you notice, there's a new intro. We are continuing to grow. We're continuing to do our thing at the Sound of Orlando show. We are trying to make things better as we proceed to give you what you need. Welcome to the Sound of Orlando show. This is your boy, Rome. And it is a Monday, May 10th, and we got a lot going on today. First I like to, always do my announcements of the day. And first announcement, just found out we have surpassed, we reached a milestone at the show. We've just surpassed in likes and follows, not only the station that I'm on, which is 98.5 The Wire on Saturday nights. Shout out to them. We've also passed 104.5 The Beat in Orlando in likes and follows. So like I'm saying, the idea that we're going away anytime soon does not seem like that's the truth. Once again, if anybody has not heard what the hell is going on up in here, we have breaking news, people.
Hey, yo!
Breaking news never stops.
Turn this motherfucking sound up, man. Blast this is trying to hold this up.
Like I said, we just re-established some numbers today, and the numbers tell the truth. We just surpassed my station at 98.5 The Wire, and we just surpassed 104.5 The Beat in numbers for the Soul Show. I think that's completely amazing. I want to thank all my followers, all my peoples that tune into the show, everybody that's, listening to the sound of our city, the sound of Orlando. That's going to segue me into my next announcement and my next point. I proposed a challenge out to the city. I want to know how many of you are willing to get past yourselves and unite like Voltron in the city. I have an open invite to anybody in the city to sit at the table and discuss how we can unite, as do the big corporations, the Budweisers, the Advent Healths, the arenas, the city halls, the councilmen, as an entertainment movement out here in the city. Who is willing to coalesce around the idea of the sound of our city and the sound of Orlando? I really would like to know. We need to sit down, collaborate, discuss. Our numbers matter. To cite Jay-Z's lyric, which I do all the time on the show, we don't believe you, you need more people. So this is this moment right now where we can kind of coalesce and put our little bitterness, shit didn't work out before, why is it going to work out now? Put all our little grudges, all our little beefs down to a side and start to look at what the power magnitude of us coalescing around the entire movement of our city as a totality. If you want to get at me at thesocial@gmail.com, and we will discuss it. Give me a call. My number is on the page. Reach out, DM me, whatever you got to do. No excuses in 2021. We are powerful together, It is the sound of Orlando versus the entire world. Okay? This is the vision. Can you think bigger than yourself? Are you willing to stop playing hero ball just to say you were Superman, or do you want to basically make the Justice League here in Orlando? It's up to you, and I give you that challenge. Now, welcome to the Sound of Orlando show with your boy, Rome. Now, do you believe there are still people out here that refuse to grasp the concept of coming on the show? They know who they are, and we over here at the show applaud it. Why is that, you say? We applaud it because at some point it has got to be, well, you're not coming on the show because of me. At some point it's going to come to, do you hate the city? Right? It feels pretty isolated to be a part of a community out here in the entertainment business. You know, whatever you're doing, DJing, acting, rapping, producing, how would you not want to come on a show that is inviting the entire city to come on, and you see it? I'm on 5 days a week. You see our people coming on, all races, all parts of town, all talents. We are inviting the entire city to be a part of this growth. And you, as a person, saying, nah, I don't want to come on that show. Nah. We don't care if you do, but what we do care about at the end of the day is that we know who the resistance is to our city, not to me. I mean, you rebelling against me is hilarious. Who am I by myself? But together we are strong. So at some point, someone's going to ask, why the fuck they hate our city? So ask yourself this question. Do you really want to be that person in 2021? I would say no. But hey, there's always that, isn't there? Welcome to the Sound of Orlando show, man. You know what we got to do, man. I'm just showing some love. I'm just spreading some love out here, man. And that is love. It's the love of ideas and consciousness and actually waking your punk ass up and getting out there and not acting like a bitch when we get out of the car. That part. Shout out to Menace to Society. All right? My next guest represents all things ORL, represents all things O-Town sound. My man's been doing this thing for a minute, man. Shout out to Jesse Jazz for putting me on, my brother. Speaking of Jesse Jazz, our sponsor tonight is 5-Star Graphics. If you need printing in the city, go check my man, 5stargraphics.com. Not only a legendary DJ, not only a legendary promoter, but a legendary graphic design artist and a fucking good person. You talk to him for a few minutes, you're going to fucking laugh. And that's just what that is. Shout out to him. And, you know, he put me on to my brother. And, I can't believe we haven't met, before. But our town is big. Our town is huge. Sometimes that's just what it is. But he lives on the radio. He's one of the integral parts of Promo Only, master engineer, DJ. He's worked with MTV. I mean, you name it. The brother has been busy. He's been out here grinding from day one. And I'm honored to have my brother from another mother representing all my DJs. You know what I'm saying? So when we have our DJs on, we talk DJ shit. So shout out for Mondays. Today is a DJ day, and we're going to talk DJ shit. So give it up for my brother for another mother. My man, DJ Slique. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on, Rome? I'm on the Soul Show. Look at this. Thank you for having me tonight, my man. I appreciate it.
You already know, man. You already know. Salute to you, brother. I'm always honored when my DJs come on, like I told you before the show. It gives us time to bond and talk about the things that DJs go through, which is not easy. And we face all kinds of adversity, but we're expected to show up at our place of business, regardless of where that is, with a smile on our faces, be professional, play the music, be a damn jukebox at times. You know, we have to do it all, and we have to do it all with a smile. So salute to all my DJs out there this evening, and We're gonna talk about it, man.
All facts.
But
That's facts. All facts.
But before we get into all of that, let's give the people an idea of how you represented ORL. What are your origins? How did you get started in the City Beautiful? And just talk about how you got introduced to DJing.
Let's see. I moved to Florida in '85, straight from Jacksonville. And before then, I lived in New Orleans. But up until that point, into like all the breakdancing and all the Run DMCs and stuff going on out there. But when I moved to Florida is when I first started hearing bass. And being like an electro hip hop type dude, bass just fit my lane. All the fast beats, the scratching. So once I started hearing bass music and scratching, shout out Magic Mike, that's like, hey, I want to do that. I know I can do that. So that's what got me like interested in DJing in '86, probably. So yeah, just bass music, but really drew me into it.
Right. Yeah, and it was our way of an identity, if you will.
Yeah.
We had that up tempo music. We had that up tempo cutting and scratching.
Yeah.
And we had that quick mix, which
was. I
haven't
heard that till I moved here. And
right, bro. Ain't nobody know about that quick mix, man.
I moved here. I was like, this is it. This is it. And it just started from there. Like just hearing the cuts and scratches. It really started when the movie Breaking came out. Really got me into a lot of the electro and stuff. And then it all came together when I moved to Florida and I heard the cuts and the scratches and the blends. I'm just like, whoa.
Right. So you seeing that, and you're seeing the level of even back then. I mean, it seemed like there was hundreds of DJs.
Yeah.
Somebody just put a DJ in front of their name.
Yeah.
And they were a DJ. Or they had, parents had a little money, bought them some shit, and they were a DJ. It was just, shit. I didn't even have my equipment. I was like, fuck that. I'm a DJ. You put me on your turntable, it's a rap. But what was how did you first acquire your equipment, and how did you say, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously, I'm gonna go cop me some stuff and make it happen?
Well, I first started just buying vinyl. Like, back in the late '80s, who do you ask or where do you go to find equipment, especially when you're a teenager? So I first started buying just vinyl, just buying all the vinyl records, because I had, just like everybody else, the stand-up stereo Kenwood joint with the turntable on top in my bedroom. So I had a turntable to play on, and until I could find gear. So I'd buy records, and just like everybody else, I took an old T-shirt, cut it up, put it down on the platter, and just tried to start scratching and using the volume as a fader, stuff like that. And and one day, when I was vinyl shopping, I went into a record store. It was over on Edgewater and Forest City Road. I forget the name of it. This is like '89, '90. And they had equipment there. They had not only had records, but they had a whole room full of gear. And I was like, oh, so that kind of put two and two together. Because I was, I didn't know where to go to buy turntables and stuff. I just wasn't that smart, I guess, back then. I don't know. You couldn't go online. There's no internet. And so I seen, okay, turntables mixer. So I just went to the newspaper, and there's a person selling turntables and a mixer. And so I went and picked it up. And it just happened to be, it was a realistic 4-channel mixer with just volume faders. And it was two Technique, they were direct drive, but they were straight arm. And they had, the pitch was just the little roll pitch.
Right.
And so I took that home. I don't even know how to hook it up, anything like that. I finally got everything hooked up, and I just started banging it out on those, which was very hard to do because they, skipping needles and trying to learn is really hard to do. Especially
it was like playing golf.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
First started.
And especially when you don't know any of the secrets, you don't know how to set up a needle, the plat. When you don't know all that, and you start from ground zero with no one showing you and no YouTube or nothing, I think that was what gave me an edge further down the line, just learning from raw.
Right. Right.
And like I said, it was probably 4, 5, 6 months of me just struggling. Couldn't get anything to work right. And this one day, I was like, and I was like, oh, and I caught that first little like that.
Right.
And it was it. That was done. I was done after that. So that first, I was like, dang, that sounds like Magic Mike's scratch. It sounds like this guy's scratch. Because I was like, right turntables, because the scratches don't sound the same. You know, that's how naive I was because I didn't know the game. I was like, maybe I don't have because I can't do the scratches. But no, it's all your skills and talents. And like I said, I hit that first little cut. That was a wrap. It was a wrap for me, bro.
And people don't understand, man. You know, like we are part alien in that noise does something to us.
It does.
That cannot be explained or put into, you know, words that we even have probably a language for. Like we have to go to fucking Mars to be able to.
No words will do it justice, for sure.
Nah, man, like that noise changed everything for like not only you, but for most DJs. Hearing that noise, and pulling the record back, your hand is your hand. Like everything is still the extension of what it would be with any other instrument. You know, when you touch a guitar, you touch, you know, some sort of flute or sax. Absolutely. It's yours, and no one can cut like you.
Exactly.
It may sound like everybody's cut, but it's still your cut. There's nuances to it that put you to your own place.
Absolutely.
Now, you sound like myself. I started out cutting.
Okay.
I didn't give a fuck about mixing at all.
Blending wasn't around, right? You didn't like that.
No. I knew about the blending. I mean, I loved the blending. But really, you know, I probably never said this on air, but I started dropping. Back then. I started, you know, it was a cut and a drop. Yeah. And I could care less about the blend because for me, I was trying to make sense. Because, you know, growing up on pause tapes, you know, putting things together, I was trying to make sentences and make certain, you know, stories of shit.
How was
the music?
Pause tapes. All the old school DJs always went through the pause tape phase.
Oh yeah, bro. That was fuck. I mean, I remember learning that from the beginning and was like, man, this is so dope. Shout out to Jam Pony Express.
Oh man, yes. I got
Jam Pony Express, motherfucker, say what? Yeah. You know, it just all of that, those phrasings, I was just completely and utterly fascinated by that. I wanted more. I wanted a whole tape of that. Yeah, just turn every record into a speech. Yeah, you know. And so it was just, you know, for me, that did something to me, and I wanted to hear more of it. I wasn't worried about blending.
Yeah, I was turned on to that too, in a similar way like you was, the whole phrasing and all that chants and stuff.
Right. So it was dope to be able to cut, you know, and drop as if I was with a tape deck. Yeah. Blending came easy because I always felt like
to the turntables, your tape to the turntable type stuff.
Right. And then blending always came, you know, well for me because that's why I really wasn't worried about, because I was a fan of the music. Like I heard the blends in my head. Yeah. It was just applying it at some point. But it was cutting and fucking storytelling with those records.
Yes.
100%. So you had the realistic, you had the techniques, the beginnings. Talk about what it was to know we had one of the baddest DJs on the planet as at that close in our city of Orlando, and have that as really our inspiration.
That's it. I mean, you talking about Magic Mike? Is what you talking about?
Yeah, none other than.
How did I guess? Man, that was very, I mean, detrimental, influential. You know, I can't tell you how much I've sat in my car or in my bedroom, emulating the scratches on my leg, like doing the scratches to Drop the Bass and Magic Mike Cuts the Record and just all those records. Having him in this city so close was definitely something that made me want this type of career.
Right. Now, did you see it as a career like most DJs see the DJ behind the rapper, i.e. Jazzy Jeff, Jam Master Jay, Grandmaster Flash. And yeah, there were DJs on the block parties and stuff like that. How did you see yourself as both? And because you see it a lot of times right now. There's DJs that rock the party. They're party rock DJs.
Yeah.
And then there's DJs, and when I say party rock, we grew up in the South, so you had to be nice with that mic, or you had to have a voice guy, an MC.
Yeah.
Or you see DJs that they're good at just playing music. They're not really a people person. They actually get annoyed when dealing with people. They just want to play the music.
Yeah.
But what did you see yourself as?
My first 20 years was strictly play the music. Only time you had said something on the mic was when, usually at the end of the night, but I was definitely a 4-hour guy. Like you talk with your hands, and when those 4 hours, you're doing a whole trip. You don't need to talk on the mic because you're doing it with music. You're talking them through your music and your selections. So I definitely was not on the mic party rocker. I was on the turntables party rocker. So
Well, no, let's explore that because and because I want to give people context of why that is so important to you versus what you see other DJs like myself. I grew up in MC, so for me, it's easy to get on the mic. Like I feel more comfortable being able to talk in spots and not feel any which way about it.
Yeah.
But for a lot of DJs, that kind of fucks up their flow. Like they want to just, like you said, concentrate on the music. Just explain your ideal or your insight on why you're that way.
I just feel that people are not there to hear me talk. They're not here to hear me just shout on the mic. They're there to hear the music and have a good time, and I just felt like anything I had to say, I did it on the turntables. Either just like you said, doing phrasing with like flipping records, kind of party rocking, or like different blends with R&B and hip hop. So my more thought set was talk to them through the music, and not so much on the microphone. And now that's really old school. So by the mid 2006 is when I went a lot of talking on the mic. So I did change up my style 13 or 14 years ago and did more talking. But up until that point, man, it was just music. And, the whole scene was so different back then, too. So
Absolutely. Because it was enamored with the structure of what would be or what would end up early club DJing.
Yeah.
Which you would go into a 317 or the house.
Shout out 317. I've been there a few times.
Right. Or you go in one of those spots, decos, whatever.
Yeah.
And it'd be fucking silence.
Yeah.
And just or just the freestyle shit. And it always irked me. I got it. But I grew up in the skating rinks.
Yeah.
I grew up on going to the Central Florida Fair and standing next to that fucking Himalaya. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You want to go faster? You want to go faster? And I was scarred by that, bro. We would literally hang out in front of the Himalaya and we would be battling, we would MC battling, we'd be breakdancing, we would do all kinds. We never even rode the ride. Everybody else was riding the ride. And that DJ, they always played the hip hop there. And he, back in those days, You want to go faster? You like that? You like that? And
Yeah.
it would just be talking Cash Money shit. And it was just so hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so like exciting.
Yeah. I remember that
And,
shit. Yeah.
and so it scarred me, man. Between Jam Pony and Disco the City Boys, which is, he will be on the show soon. And, hearing. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. And like I said, I'm all about the MC channel. As a matter of fact, just because you said disco, my first live experience, I was DJing a Q Dog party. I think it was '92 out at UCF, and packed place. And the promoter brings, I didn't know it was disco. He brings him to the booth, and he's like, "Hey, this is my man." And disco, which '92, I didn't know what he looked like. I knew who he was, and he just grabbed the mic, and I just started playing instrumentals, and this motherfucker started ripping it, like doing chants, cutting the music. And like I said, I heard Jam Pony tapes and all that shit. But when he did that shit live at this party, man, you want to talk about sending chills down my spine, because every chant he said, everybody responded with something like clockwork. And I'm just like, how the fuck all these people know all this shit? Like, but he was just murdering it. So I don't know if
he opened up a world, right, with conversation and crowd interaction.
Yeah, he would some and they would finish his sentences and just vice versa, all kinds of crazy shit. And I was like, man, this shit is ill. And the whole time I'm just spinning bass and like Planet Rock and just electro instrumentals, and he's just fucking killing it. But that was my first live experience, and like I said, that shit blew me away, man. I was just like, wow, I love this shit.
And I also, and I want to, celebrate your how you came up, because for the radio, for a lot of us, that was our first experience in hearing mixes on the radio. And to your point, whether it was hip hop, whether it was whatever it was, you would hear drops.
Yep.
And that's it. Like you didn't hear. I didn't even know what the DJ even sounded like. On the radio if you wasn't Red Alert. I don't even think Molly Mall ever talked. I don't think Twice as Nice talked in the beginning.
Yeah, not too much.
Yeah, it was very rare that they talked.
Yeah.
And it was growing up listening to that, and I liked it.
Yeah.
But once we got into that '90s, I say what you want about Funkmaster Flex, but I loved his ability to talk to people and react like you would react if you heard the music. Like, yo, this shit is crazy. Drop the bomb, rewind it. It takes me back, in the freedom of what I thought, what I loved about hip hop, and I'll never forget it. I remember him playing Method Man. Strange Flow. What song is that, man? You tuning in right now. It was the Dangerous Ground. Dangerous Ground.
All right.
He played that song, the intro of the song. He kept wheeling the intro back for a good 10 minutes. It just kept rewind. He's like, and then he went into this story. Man, this song sounds like an armed robbery. And like right before the light comes out, and like right before the sun's coming out, and it's botched, and they forget their gun, and the police are showing up. This is what this beat is: a botched robbery. And he's just going into, and he plays and anyone else. And I've been around those people. Well, just play the whole song.
Play the song.
Just play the song. Like, get out of here, man. You don't see art, real-time art happening right in front of you as we speak. Like, he played, like, the energy in that beat was supposed to be done that way. And he captured it. And I love when people are able to capture the moment that way and not care.
Yeah.
Where the DJ could be the DJ, if you will. There's some songs there you only play not even for 30 seconds, no matter how dope it is.
Yeah.
Like I used to play The Choice Is Yours, because I love that beat.
Yeah.
The remix.
Yeah.
No, I never play it. I just play the fucking engine. And as soon as that's done, on to the next. That's it.
Yep.
You'll never hear the rest of that record again from me, simply because I love. There's a moment in time where that record is supposed to be played, and then from that point on, you never play the entire record ever again.
No,
you just play
no.
a piece.
You don't hear the end of that record. You stop. You go right to the next.
Right. And so I love when DJs could capture those moments. What are some of the moments that stand out to you that you were able to capture, especially during that 90s where DJs were allowed to break records? Talk about some of the moments that stand out to you as a radio DJ.
Wow. I mean, I can't remember the exact songs, but I can remember when you get the promo only copies, the white labels and stuff like that.
Right.
Those were the dopest ones to get because nobody else had them because they even got print on them. So, I'm trying to think of some records. I'll think of some while I'm talking. But you want to talk about a Funkmaster Flex moment when you have that hot record nobody has, and you drop it first time. That's huge.
Right.
That's a huge moment. So I can
now,
feel
mind
you
you,
on
that particular moment, that was the Red and Meth first album, and so they had both dropped, and Def Jam was heavy. It was, I believe, that summer. It was Red and Meth, Jay-Z, DMX. It was all these people, and he would play these, not so famous, the Noris, and it was, you could hear a little bit of everything, but what makes DJing so special at times, and not like, this is what I was saying about what's so good about a DJ having their own character, because to your point, when you play the way you play, and you introduce a song the way you introduce a song, that's a fucking moment. That's an eternal moment. Like, no one's gonna do it that way. You did it that way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I used to do on all my mixtapes. I played the records that I liked, not know if it was popular on the radio or whatever. I made mixtapes with the records that I loved and the ones that I believed in, and mixed them the way I would mix them. So definitely unique flavor all through the 90s with a lot of those records, because kind of like you're saying, I was playing shit that just wasn't been played on the radio. I was playing all the hot underground shit, just anything I thought was dope, because that was just my style, and hopefully people liked it or they didn't like it on my selection. So
right. And it was crazy because you just said something that just like dawned on me. Many of the records that we played, even in the 90s, were never played on the radio at all.
Never.
We just had places to go to listen to it.
Exactly.
And now we don't have any places really to go listen to what's not being played on the radio. Like, there's an argument that's made that nobody listens to radio anymore, but yet we play everything that's on the radio.
Yeah.
So how does that make any sense? Explain that to me. Explain it.
I don't know, man. I've seen it in many years, man, and I don't get it either. Being on Power for all those years and doing all those residencies, and everybody just wants to hear that same shit. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Do they? You really think they do?
I never gave them like that. I always played what I thought was hot at the time, but you would still get those requests for like a lot of cheesy shit, and I just wouldn't play it. So,
right. Okay, let's talk about requests. My man BMF, he makes me fucking laugh when he does his little memes about requests. Yeah. Shout out to BMF. But this idea that some drunkard madman or madwoman decides to spill a drink on your shit while they ask you, can you play NSYNC?
Yeah.
In the middle of a reggae set.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you don't get the hell away from me, man.
Yeah. I mean, ain't that yeah.
Like, do I go to your job and tell you how to do your job? I'm like, what the hell? When people don't talk about what the DJs go through, man. Like, I never went to Olive Garden and say, you should serve me my soup when my meal comes. Stop doing that.
I never forget. I was going to the club one night, and this girl came up to, I don't know how she got up to the booth, but she came up to the booth and she was pissed off and shit. And she's like, can you play something I can dance to? And I looked at her. I'm like, honey, you got like 500 people in here dancing right now. I don't know what your problem is. Everybody else is having a good time but you. So those crazy requests can't get you. That's some wild shit.
Right. But it's crazy too, because you hear a lot from DJs all the time about the pressure they're under in a club. Like, all of a sudden, if somebody goes to get a drink or maybe go outside and smoke a cigarette, that could be your job.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why would anybody want a job in which all of that is dependent on that? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't believe that shit for one fucking minute. I just think they put fear in DJs. They really kind of I'm going to use this word just because of its outrageousness, because it is outrageous. But they really feminized the DJ in a way in which the very thing they're asking the DJ to do is not really what the DJ should do or how they should play. Because it leaves, for a lot of people, you got to hear the same shit at the other bar. But, you know, if we were like in fucking maybe some podunk town in Kansas where the fucking hit song is still the fucking slide, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, dude, you have no idea. I lived in Kansas City for 12 years, and I could not listen to that song one night. Like, every bar I went to, they played that song every fucking night. Like that, the Cupid Shuffle, they played at every bar.
Damn, bro. You know, and it's fucked up.
They would get mad if you didn't have the Cupid.
You'd be like, God damn, again? Shuffle?
Again. Like, it didn't matter what bar you went to. You go, you'd be like, damn, hey, this bar's nice. I ain't never been here. New Cupid. God damn, bro. New Cupid. Damn, bro. I thought I was going to make it the whole night without listening to that song. One time. They didn't play that all.
They played a whole 4-minute joint. Yeah. They played
the whole damn song. The whole 4 minutes. And one or two people are dead. Exactly. And it's just like, you know, but this is how I feel about what they do here. They leave out a lot of people, man. They leave out a lot of people, which is unfair. And I think if we really had an opportunity to really sit back and look at what we're doing to other artists by kind of committing to silence, if you will, by not playing what we think is dope. You know, because DJs have always been like the teachers too. I mean, we're the beat suppliers. Like we put people up on beats.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Now it's not.
We find the dope shit and give it to them.
Right. And I heard Grandmaster Flash say the other night. Now, mind you, this has nothing to do with bitterness, folks. There's plenty of people out here that are bitter. And shout out to you. Hope you put that in some ginger ale and drink that motherfucker down. Shout out to all my bartenders that knows what bitters is. But I heard him say there's a thing going around saying that the influencers are really now the new DJs. What say you?
Okay. What do I say about that?
Yeah, what do you say about that? Like the influencer, this is what Grandmaster Flash said, and I'm paraphrasing, but they're saying that the influencers now are really the new DJs. They're the new DJs. because they're deciding what the DJs will play.
I follow you now. I agree to that to a certain point. I do agree. I mean, I think it's hard now being a new DJ. With that, because you do have so many people that are just want to be artists and fashion people, and then they want to have their spin on how music should be played or sound, and it's hard. I would hate to have to be a new DJ right now. I'll tell you that. But I believe that to a point that the new DJs are being influenced by the MCs.
And what? How does that make you feel?
Shitty. I don't like it. We dictate the music.
That's some old Detroit shit.
Yeah,
we're shutting down all these factories, buddy.
yeah, I feel you. I don't like that at all, and it's crazy now. I'm thinking about that. It's true, man. And I was going to ask you, who are the new DJs nowadays? But you're talking about the DJs being influenced. The new people in music are influences the DJs. I got you.
Right.
It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all.
Well, it shouldn't be that way, and I'm going to say something even more outrageous. What if it's the fucking DJ's fault? What if we allowed, as a community, to allow people to just come into our shit and tell us who to be? Yeah, and we said, okay. Okay.
You have a valid point, and some of us said okay, and some of us didn't. And
right.
And the ones that didn't had a tougher road to go down.
Right.
I've been around those DJs. I've been one of those DJs. I'm not playing this, or I refuse to play this record, and you got the club owner or the promoter on your ass about playing it, and I'm not playing that shit. I don't care. But then you got the DJs that like, all right, I'll play it. So
right. Now there's an argument. Shout out to my man Flint D. There's an argument that's also made that is it the duty of the DJ to play what the people want and not what you want? What say you?
I say that's true. That's very true. You can't do a show or a party or a club playing your list. There's no way. You're not gonna have a successful party just playing what you like. I mean, you have to play what the people want to hear, and sometimes, and it's cloudy when we talk about not playing the music we want to play, but sometimes some records are so big you have to play them. You have to please the crowd if you want to do your job right at whatever venue you're at. But definitely you can't have a play set where it's just your music, or go to a party anywhere with a predetermined set list. That just doesn't work. You definitely have to play to the crowd. I mean, you don't have to play all the bullshit, but you definitely have to please the crowd, and you can get around.
What is pleasing the crowd? We're gonna break this shit down to kindergarten. Talk people. We got DJ Slique on the Sound of Orlando show, talking all things DJ.
Okay. Pleasing the crowd is making them happy. And by making them happy is by watching body language.
Right. So now you're actually really saying what that is. You're saying you're not coming into a place not looking at your people. You're actually coming in looking at your people. Mm-hmm. So playlist be damned.
Yeah.
But I mean, given that we've probably been on the planet a little while, our crate knowledge is extensive.
It's heavy, yes.
So, in theory, you could know what they want and have enough records to hit them with what they wanted, and they didn't even know they wanted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You hit
now,
it right
for
on
young DJs, I think that would be difficult because it requires a certain kind of obsessive love about your art like we had, which is very faint. I'm not saying it's non-existent, but it's very faint in how they regard history, how we regarded history. Like I wanted everything for the 60s, everything for the 70s. I wanted everything for the 80s.
You wanted
all of it. Give me every fucking record.
Yes.
But they don't want that. They just want what's out 5 minutes ago.
Exactly.
But the same thing applies, though. Are we playing music? Or are we playing jingles? Because for me, the argument always comes in like, okay, I get your point. When I was in the 90s, once Biggie and Wu-Tang came out, I wasn't really trying to hear Rakim at that time. Like I wanted all the shit that was going on right then and there. Like, I get all of that.
Yeah.
I'm not old yet.
Yeah.
Don't make that shit old by playing it. Just play this right now.
Play the new shit. Yeah.
Play the new shit, right? Yeah. So I get that.
Yeah.
But there were still like differences in the music. There were still kind of things to kind of you didn't hear the same beat.
Yeah, and absolutely. Everything was
house.
Yeah, everything was house. But it was different.
Right. Unless it was house.
Yeah.
You know, you might have a different melody on it. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. Breaking news, folks. We got breaking news. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Breaking news.
Breaking news never stops.
Turn this motherfucking sound up, man. Blast this is turn the whole this up.
Breaking news.
All right. Trap music is house music. All right.
Woo!
There we are.
Ow. It's half speed house music.
Right. It's the same beat.
Yeah.
Different melody over it.
Yeah.
Instead of singing, they're rap. Well, they're technically singing rapping.
They're crooning. They're crooning.
Right. There it is. There it is. I see.
Absolutely try. It's And I just
I get it.
Yeah.
Growing up in those no hip hop zones, because house clubs were notoriously, if not racist, they would mock us and play 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Of something different. And they'll find the worst record to do it for that 20 minutes. And everybody rushed in. Everybody's like smoking blunts outside or drinking outside. And so they put that first, everybody rushed in. It was like, yo. Yeah. It was like the DJ almost laughed when he was ready to cut that record off. And we're like, make sure you tip all the bartenders.
Right.
Like, damn, you just cut it off.
See, that's an asshole DJ right there.
Just cut it off.
I might be guilty of that once or twice, but yeah, I heard that. I hear you.
That shit was horrible. You know what kind of brain damage people got behind that, man? It's all kind of emotional issues. You know, because back then you couldn't just bar hop. There wasn't no bar to hop to. No. It was like
you going to one. Like, that's it.
Right. It was like, you guys ain't coming in here.
You're right.
You're right. Go back to Pine Hills. We gotta go back over here. We gotta go eat.
Ain't that some shit? When you think about those days, man.
I was bust around so much, bro, during my childhood. I just felt like that was normal.
You ain't get in here, Dread. Sorry, Dread. You gotta go.
No, y'all gotta go with that hippity hop shit, man. You better get the fuck out of here, bro.
Out here tonight. Y'all gotta go.
It was just brutal, man. You know, but I definitely liked how our DJs, even back then, put a smile on everything. It was just back then. It was almost kind of like these people were just glad to be there, man. They were just glad to showcase their skills. They were glad to, talk about what it was, to go to that expensive ass Full Sail and then, be a part of that Full Sail community. Shout out to my Full Sail people. You know, I'm joking.
Shout out to the alumni for real.
Yeah,
Um,
and then start out with promo only, the bastion of free vinyl.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Full Sail. You want to talk about the Full Sail joint real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, just like most other DJs, as you're DJing, you start dabbling with producing. You know, making beats and sampling, and trying to make shit happen in your own bedroom studio. So DJing, learning on my own, start doing like production stuff, probably 93, 94. Shout out to Elder Rap Assassin. I knew how to do everything. I don't know if the ghetto way or the wrong way. I didn't know how to do things correctly. I couldn't interface some things. I couldn't get sounds to sound right. So anyways, after going through all that shit through the 90s and working like odd jobs like retail and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to school and get that paper for what I like doing. So that's what I did, man. And I'll say this right now: Full Sail's not for everybody, man. It's definitely for a very select few of people. I was just lucky that I took that chance. Like I said, I didn't even Full Sail was like that recognized. I didn't know it was almost worldwide. I went to the tour before I went to school, and there's people from Brazil and like all over the planet. And I was like, wow, this school's a big deal. I just thought it was just something local. So anyway, so for me, when I went there, man, I'm not a good student, barely passed high school. But when I went there, when you're into something and you want to learn, man, I graduated with a 3.6 GPA from that college. So every day when I'm literally every day going to class and labs and stuff like that, I would have just light bulbs going off about different scenarios, whether it was in my home studio or a studio here in town or like a club event, why things wasn't working or why things didn't sound as good. And man, I mean, I literally every day just light bulbs like going off like, wow, now I'm like, it just connected everything together for me.
Right.
And man, it was a great experience for me. But like I said, it's definitely not for everybody. And I only think it's for a few select people because it's a tough school, man. And you really have to apply yourself to get through that shit. It's tough.
Absolutely. Well, anything that requires some sort of grade, I mean, most people can't even handle a conversation, let alone if they knew you were grading them. What do you mean I got an F?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean I got a D?
Right.
You know, so it takes a special. You have to really want something to pursue it. You know, so and
I was studying 4 to 6 hours every day, like literally with index cards and notes. And you're talking to a guy who never had any books or notebooks in high school. Like,
right.
How does that happen? You know, it's like you said, it's the determination and then the will and of wanting to do it. And man, I aced that shit. I aced that school. So it was a great experience for me, man.
Yeah. And shout out to Full Sail.
21,000 back then. So now it's like what, 60 or some shit?
Right. It might as well be $100,000.
Yeah.
Well, broke out here, son.
Full Sail money. That's what I'm talking
about. Full Sail money, son. You got that Full Sail money?
It worked out great for me, man. And when I graduated from there, just by having that paper, just my little degree got me into promo only.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have that, they wouldn't have looked at DJ Slique. He's just another DJ.
Right, right.
So for my situation, man, I was in the right place at the right time, and I made the right decision.
And how did that promo only shape you? Seeing, that being basically record heaven for a long period of time till they transitioned over, but during that time, that was record heaven there. Oh,
absolutely, man. It still is as far as getting new music and music videos. But when I first started there, man, like it was man, it still is every day. It still is heaven. Shout out to Pete Warner, Jim Robinson, Chuck Barrett, the whole promo only staff. But every day I wake up happy to go to work.
Right.
Hey, I woke up this morning happy to go to work. Right. So when I started there, I was really really grateful and wanting to do my best for the company just because it's a whole building full of DJs.
Right.
So, being around DJs every day, the language is the same. You kind of understand each other. So I was just blown away when I got hired and I started working there. I'll just put it that way. It was a blessing.
You hear that? The man just said it's a damn building full of DJs. So when y'all talk all that crap about they're not, we're not having the DJ. We're the capital of DJing. I feel in the world.
Yeah.
Like, we got every damn DJ named Mama here.
Yes, absolutely.
Several DMC champions.
Yes.
We have them all. We have some of the biggest DJs, DJ Khaled. All the DJs have started here.
Right here. Right.
This is the capital of
South Orlando, baby.
Yes, sir. Now, what's some of the craziest shit you've seen as a DJ without, incriminating anyone? Just if you could come up with one particular scenario, I know DJs keep that in their pocket as a reminder of why they either do it or why they don't do it anymore.
Man, I would have to, it depends on what kind of story you want. Something happy, something sad, something.
Man, it's your story. I'm just telling you to tell it.
I don't know across no lines.
Just tell it, brother.
Damn, son.
I know it's standing right on top of your head right now. Just say it.
I'm just trying to be safe here. Hold on.
We've been safe enough, man. South Orlando, baby. We're not playing it safe anymore. The whole world gonna know where the hell we stand. So just tell your story, brother.
Damn, Rome, you put me on the spot, bro. I ain't gonna do no sex stories. We'll leave that.
Nah, you good, brother. You good. Just tell your story, brother. You good.
Vulgar shit. Damn, kid. I would say like one really crazy thing is I was doing a club event and I got to the club and I was setting up. It was like 30-45 minutes before they opened. Everybody's setting up and everything. Then just all of a sudden 20 feds rushed the club.
Wow.
And I got put in all kinds of handcuffs because they were raiding the club. And,
wow.
And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? And after about 15 to 20 minutes, the guy kind of knew I'm just there DJing. I'm not part of the staff. I was just kind of hired. And he let me out and he's like, if you're smart, you'd pack all your shit up and leave right now. And I'm like, I'm out of here. So
see ya.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. So that was kind of crazy. I think speaking of being gearheads, how about I'm DJing downtown and it's my birthday, right? So I'm DJing and midnight comes and there's a stage and the DJ gear is right next to the stage. And so a girl is bringing a birthday cake and the whole club is singing happy birthday, right? They turn all the lights up and everything. Brand new Pioneer 900, brand new CDJ 1000s. This is like 2011-ish. She's bringing the cake, happy birthday, and she didn't see a step coming into the DJ booth. She fell forward and the whole cake upside down right in the middle of this brand new Pioneer.
What? Yo!
It just shut the whole club down, dog. The whole thing, all the faders, everything was packed with cake. Done.
Wow.
Done. Believe that shit?
Wow.
I know you being a gearhead like me, you're never gonna get all that icing out that shit.
Yo,
bro.
hell no, man.
I mean, it was a double layer cake, upside down, perfectly in the middle, like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like you. I was just like, wow. Yeah.
Give it up for drunk women.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I thought the club owner was gonna kill her.
Oh my god, man.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of bad shit too, man. A lot of shootings and stabbings. Shit I don't like to talk about, but you see a lot of crazy crazy stuff in this DJ game, man.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, we're the first ones in, last ones out, which is
Absolutely.
the worst part of my night. I don't care where it is. I hate having to break down at the end of the night. It just sucks. Never really loved that part of it.
Trying to get
Trying to
paid.
get the hell out of here, trying to get paid. You know, and just, you know, take your pick. You know, everybody wants to talk to you at that point.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, I gave up DJing in clubs as far as, I mean, if you're married, it'll never work anyway. And then two, it's just, you know, after a while, you just get tired of coming home at 5 a.m, you know, and
yeah, you're right.
Lugging equipment. The money's never worth what you're having to do it for. Like, even if it was $500 gig, it's still like, and like you say, you put yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
People are drunk. That's the point where everybody's the most drunkest.
Yes.
And
people outside
somebody say something, see you carrying your shit, do some fuck shit, and now you gotta, you know. So it's just there's a lot of things that DJs have to put up with to make the party happen. And it's not always good. Like, say you see shootings and you see people just being belligerent.
Yeah, and you know, people say, "Oh, you're a DJ. You must have so much fun." We do have fun, but man, just all the stuff in the background and just stuff that you don't see. It's not always happy drinking, dancing, man. A lot of it's some of it's dangerous. So,
do you feel like when you see things like that veteran that got shot, was it the last weekend or the weekend before last? And do you ever question whether or not, I mean, outside of the obvious, I preface that by saying outside of the obvious, you're always going to have somebody 10 seconds from doing something hateful. So you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
But that we drive, and I'm not saying we like you did it, but that we as DJs contribute to driving up some hateful ass shit right before they fucking leave. You know, fuck them other niggas, I'm down with my, you know, and just constantly driving this, you know,
you can cause
shoot them in the face.
Yeah, you can definitely cause. You can dictate what you want to happen in the club night with the music. If you want them to fight, you can make them fight. You can make them fight. That's for damn fucking sure. So yeah, we can be very guilty on that shit.
I know bartenders or club owners have to be liable for serving people alcohol knowing that they're wasted. How is it not fall on DJs who are just completely oblivious of what they're playing, especially right before the night is over? Like, and that's really prime time. But that's really, if you can't play both sides of the fence. If you played some shit that told these motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck about you, I'll fuck your sister, you know. Give you, like, I'll punch you in the face, I'll murder you, I'll run up in your shit. Like, you playing all of this crazy shit.
Yeah.
At the height of all the drinking.
Yeah.
Right before the club get out. And then somebody gets shot outside. How do you not feel some kind of way about that?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't contribute to the atmosphere of that.
Exactly.
So I'm surprised.
Like, I can't believe
that. Right, I can't believe that they're still doing this.
Yeah.
No, you put things in motion too, buddy.
Yeah.
You were part of that fucking crack binge.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that's absolutely true. And shout out to all the bouncers out there that have to deal with that shit, man.
Right. Like, if I was a bouncer on that motherfucker, I'd be mad. Like, nigga, you gonna play all this shit before? Damn.
Yeah, I've had bouncers comment, not to me, but have like a closing DJ playing. He's like, "Yo, you need to tell him to chill out with this shit, man. We're about to close in like 20 minutes. We got to calm him down."
Calm them down, right? Like
Yeah.
the peak should be earlier, if you will. Maybe at 1 o'clock. You
Yeah.
know, maybe at 12:30 or something. Like
Yeah.
normally back in the days, it used to be 12.
Yeah,
As soon as 12 hit, it's on.
yeah. 12
And then
o'clock.
by
Yeah,
and
Now
then
it's-
by like 1:30, you play fucking slow jams. You slow
Yeah.
jam their ass right on the fuck out of there.
First 30 minutes. Yeah, you give him a little reggae, some slow jams, and like just slow
Right.
it a bit.
Let them close the deal.
Yeah,
You think
exactly.
about some booty,
Yeah,
not guns, not fucking shooting this thing. Shoot
Knocking
that! Shoot that!
knocking the boots, not knocking heads. Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
No, kill them! Kill them!
I'll
and
beat
then-
your ass.
Right, I'll beat your ass. Like, I can't believe they're fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You knew they were gonna fight. You
Yeah.
played everything to make them fight, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
ask why they were fighting.
And then you can't come back to the club to DJ because you got them fighting. So yeah.
I don't know about that shit anymore. It used to be like that. I don't know about all that. Yeah, last time I checked, it's like, I'll see you next weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. You next
They had
week.
5 ambulances out there. Man, that shit is dope. That's like heroin. Who died? Oh shit, man, I gotta go get me some. Like, that's that shit.
Yeah.
We judge it based on how many people died that night. Oh, that shit wasn't lit, man.
There were no fights last week.
There wasn't no fight, man. Ain't nobody got shot. Man, go to that club.
That club ain't real.
That club ain't real, man. They gotta be bounded. Nah, but we've been all guilty throughout all the eras of contributing. I just think that, you know, as things evolve, as we evolve as with this thing of ours, that we should also embrace our consciousness in it all. Like, what are we really contributing to?
Exactly.
Do we all have our hands dirty in it all?
Yeah.
For profit? And does it make our situations that much easier to navigate through for the people that we're supposed to be mentoring in or bringing in or are coming right behind us? Are we setting the stage? Because it only multiplies. Whatever whatever we try to improve on, the next generation is going to try to improve on. But if we're not improving on anything and we're just making shit worse, well, it's only going to get multiply worse.
You're absolutely right. You're right. How do we fix it? You know, like,
you know, I still don't understand the concept of one dude with a gun dictating what 100 people do. I still don't understand that shit neither. Like, yeah, you may get one, but you ain't gonna get all of us, motherfucker. Your ass is gonna get buried, bro.
Exactly.
Somebody, you gonna there ain't enough in them clips, bro.
Yeah.
Unless you walked in this motherfucker with an AK, you're not getting us all.
Yep. For real.
But we're still doing that, and then we're still kind of filming each other doing dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Instead of helping.
Absolutely. And that's probably young people's doing that, right?
Well, I think that story makes sense and sounds nice, but I think we're all fucking loony right now, bro. It's just
We are, bro.
Ages don't even fucking matter at this point.
Nah,
but if it's, to be fair to the youth, they're all following our lead. So we made a lead for them that they're doing because we told them somehow.
Yes,
it's okay.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I've had a lot of people reach out that say, "Man, I've listened to you for a long time," and most of them are always good, like good people that's doing good things and really follow me just for my mixing, not for my personal shit. So, you know, I have to give a shout out to them cats too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see you got that MPC 2000 back there, brother.
Oh, you like that, do you?
Well, that was my first machine, so
yeah, I got this.
What's not to like?
97, I believe.
Discount Music. I got mine from Discount Music.
Discount Music, Lee Road, right? Lee Road and or I-4.
Well, John Young, and I-4, yeah.
I got this one at shit, was it Mars? Is Mars on Colonial?
Mars. Shout out to Mars. All my people that know about that Mars.
I think it was Mars. Yeah, Mars. That's
Yeah.
where I got that one. Yeah. When it was straight cash, cold, like, wow. 2200.
Right.
Fully loaded. Got all the boards, everything in it. But yeah, that's my
So
baby right there.
you started messing with a little production as a DJ, the natural course of things.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you feel about all of this new equipment not needing analog and everything is strictly? Do you like it? What do you say about it?
You know, I really don't have too much. I mean, it's like, when is enough? I think, man. Like, there's so much new gear with just so much features, and I don't know. If you're a new school head, more props to you, man. Like, get all that gear and learn that new shit. But I'm more of an old school cat. Like I said, like, how much do you need? I mean, you need just a sampler.
I know Pioneer ain't gonna get my ass. Them motherfuckers come out with a mixer every fucking weekend. Like, motherfucker, you just came out with one.
Yeah,
and that bitch is 2,500.
Yeah,
just burn all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I care about. I'm not buying that one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm still rocking my Reign 64, and I love it. I'm not
You know, I was rocking a Reign 57 till about 2 years ago.
Yeah,
year and a half, which was real tough to go to places and try to DJ with. They didn't have a Reign, the old school Serato. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
I have to bring my own mixer. So
yeah.
And I just bought the Reign was a 72, the MK2. That was shit. It was 1,800.
1,800. Well, that's not bad.
No,
I mean, shit. Everything in the store right now is like $3,000. It's like, dude. Yeah. Well, what about some speaker cables? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did everything become $3,000 at the store? I
mean,
just don't understand it.
1,200s or 1,000. No.
Right. Like, come on, man.
It's insane.
You find some used shit, refurbish it, make it work, man.
Like I said,
I get it.
Find like what you like to use and rock with it. You don't have to be upgrading, every 6 months.
Before I let you go, couple last questions just to kind of take everything home.
Yeah.
What would you say to young DJs starting out, if you could tell them anything and why, just to kind of give them a heads up or leg up in your city?
Master your craft. Know your music. Go to different events and watch other DJs. Even YouTube, you can see a lot of tutorials and other people mixing. But I would say just master your craft and be on point with what it is, however type of DJing you like doing, whether it's battling or it's blending. I DJ'd in my bedroom for 3 years, 2 to 3 years before I even told anybody I was a DJ, because I just wanted to be that dope to wherever I went, I could show and prove. So I would say be on top of your game, because once you have that opportunity to open up or to do a club night or do something for somebody, you want to be able to kill it and not ruin that opportunity. So I would say just master your skills and be humble, and the rest is going to come. And just stay hungry. You just got to keep going and keep grinding, and shit will happen for you. Doesn't happen overnight.
And what can we expect from you? What could we expect from DJ Slique in 2021?
Right now, I'm working on doing some artist showcases. I did them for about 6 to 7 years with G Live all through the city, all artist showcases, all independent artists, and that's what I've been working on organizing with Reza Marketing. They're doing the marketing for it, so that's what I'm really gearing up to do. Some artist showcase, but not just like some of the rinky dink ones here in town, like something that's going to give back to your experience. And I'll have more details on that, how that's going to happen soon. But that's what
amazing.
How's that?
That's amazing, brother. I mean, we need that. We need more of that. We need that scaled, and we need, like I was saying in the opening monologue, we need to figure out ways, man, to represent numbers wise.
Yeah.
Lock arms with the entire city, no matter whether we've known each other forever or not, no matter whether we don't necessarily have the same styles, no matter if it's just for the city. If for any other reason, I
Yeah.
think we need to start doing speaking to one another regularly, figuring out ways in which we can utilize all of our presence everywhere
Yeah.
to change the scope of how this city is done, so the hero ball shit comes to a fucking end.
Yeah.
We know for anyone to get behind one person and think that they're going to get behind that one person
Yeah.
and everyone's going to come through an entire city, which is deservedly so, needs to be exposed to the entire world. That's impossible.
Yeah.
But if we all support all of us, regardless of what part of town, regardless to what background, regardless to what style, and just put it all out.
Yeah.
Just open Walmarts to Targets, get it over with, and let all the strip malls open in succession, because where there's business, there will be more business.
Yeah.
We need to open for business as a city.
Yes.
And start capitalizing on the totality of all of our power, but versus just relying on what feels safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And comfortable.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm down just sit at the table with everybody else, man, do the whole social thing and see what we got to do. I'm here, I'm here to help. Anybody want to shout at me on any kind of platform? I'm here to help. Any DJs, MCs, I'm here to help. Any way I can help you, help our city, I'm here to help, man. So just let it be known. I'm here to get down, man. How can I help? That's my thing. Like, how do I start? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it started right there, brother. And we're going to continue that shit from here on out. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your legacy, your history out here. That story needs to be told worldwide. We need to continue to establish our footprint out here in the city as a collective, and we're working on something as we speak to bring that all to fruition. And I appreciate your offering of assets and you as a person, you as an entity. We need all of us to do this, and
Absolutely.
that I think is the beauty of it all. It represents power here in the city. If we can all combine and make this shit happen, our city deserves it. We've been deserved it.
This city deserves all the accolades that it's coming to them, and we need to make that happen.
Right. And as OGs in the industry, as people that have been here, we sort of have an obligation to change the dynamics and the infrastructure that was in place all of these years that has never worked for all of us, just a little few of us. And that's it.
Yeah, you're right. And like you said, all the OGs, DJs, and everything, we all a little bit guilty of making that happen. So we need to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's an open invite, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show tonight. You represent the ORL.
Yeah. I love the show, bro. I'm glad you had me on. I appreciate it. Anytime you want me back, there's so much more to talk about. And any way I can help.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take you up on that offer, my brother.
Absolutely. And you got to come by through promo only. Get some music. I got you.
You hear that, people? This man represents the city of the ORL, the city beautiful. And once we come together, it's a wrap. The whole city, we've been waiting for this moment for decades. We're getting closer and closer every day. And Slique is a man that will be locking arms with the entire city as a whole. We already know that. It's going to happen. We're going to do this. Give it up for my brother, the legendary DJ Slique. Salute, my brother.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Man, it's nothing like having our people on every night to talk about real things, all things the city of Orlando, all things the sound of Orlando. Shout out to my man Strange Flow. Shout out to my man Hollywood on the check-in tonight. Shout out to my man Jesse Jazz. Shout out to my man T-Rex. What's good, homie? Shout out to all my people who tune in every night to talk, to figure it out, to make it happen. Shout out to you. We are working on building Voltron in the city, and there's not a damn thing that y'all gonna be able to do about that. Our city deserves it. and it's about damn time. It's all about the sound of Orlando. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, God bless all y'all. Let's go.
Orlando has long been known as the City Beautiful, also known as the city with a
Sound. Live on stage.
The sound.
Orlando!
So, is they ready?
You mean to say that's the best you can do?
Hip hop is something you live.
Almost anybody could do better than that.
You know? Okay, the sound of Orlando! Lock this down like it's supposed to be.
On your FM dial.
Stand by the car.
Blast this is to turn the whole this up.